What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite nerd, Jonas Duran, and wow, it feels surreal to be back. So, where have I been? Well, life happened in the best and most overwhelming way possible. First of all, I started a new job, so full-time role as a product manager at a SaaS company that forced and challenged me to grow in ways I never expected, and it's been a hell of a ride for the last year or so and give me a whole new perspective on, what it is to own a business, run a business, work with clients, and everything in between. And even bigger than that, I became a father. So, yeah, that changed everything. The late nights from grinding on projects to working on all these sporadic things became a lot different, and I was awake at 3 a.m. for a completely different reason. And with that said, my priorities completely shifted. Time got tighter, and I just had to get my life together and prioritize my life as a parent. And that's the number one thing as a parent is you learn to hyper focus on what really matters. Family comes first, my clients, my job, but something that I really want to do is be an entrepreneur and grow my life exponentially. And part of that is this podcast as an opportunity for myself to put myself out there, but also meet different people, connect with people all around the world. So I'm back. Okay. So first, let's talk about the elephant in the room, AI. In early 2024, ChatGPT had been around for about a year. People were using it, for emails, content creation, and all types of different wacky use cases. And it was cool, but it still felt like a novelty for a lot of businesses. And fast forward to now, and it's no longer a novelty. It's essential. It's infrastructure, it's systems, and the biggest shift hasn't just been that the models, ChatGPT, Claude, whatever it may be, that these reasoning models have gotten better. They can think through these complex problems, they maintain context over way longer conversations, and they understand what you're trying to do. But the real game changer in this case has been AI agents and automation. This is where things get really powerful. So an AI agent is no longer just a chatbot that you interact with. It's an entire system that takes action on your behalf. So it can monitor your email inbox, draft responses, it can update your CRM automatically, generate reports from your data, follow up on customers without lifting a finger. You're just not having AI answer questions anymore. They're actually running complete aspects of your business. Perfect example is if you're a real estate agent and someone fills out a contact form at 11 p.m., if you're sleeping or you're out with family, enjoying yourself a nice dinner. In the real world, that message may go unseen for days. Hopefully not, but hours till days. So if it's Saturday night, maybe it doesn't get open till Monday. And in the old world, that's how it was. And unfortunately, what happens in that situation is by the time you've responded, that person has already contacted five different agents. Now, fast forward to this time, is with an AI agent, that same situation where someone trigger, fills out a form on your website, that form is automatically triggering an automation where an AI agent is reading the submission, qualifying the lead, and sending out a personal response to your lead in 30 seconds. It books them automatically in your calendar, it logs them in your CRM, and all of that is happening while you're asleep or, living your life. And that's not the future. That's not science fiction. This is not hypothetical. That's what right now. And here's the most mind-blowing part is most business owners aren't using this. They're still manually responding to email, manually chasing down leads, and all of these processes can be automated for pennies on the dollar. And the truth is, the entrepreneurs who figure it out first, they're going to scale faster, work smarter, and completely start dominating their industries. The ones who wait, on the other hand, are going to be competing with people who have employees working 24/7. But the power of AI isn't just in making things easier, it's in making things possible that just weren't before. You can now compete with companies who are 10 times the size of your company because you have these AI agents doing the majority of the heavy lifting. And that's the world that we're living in. And that's what we'll be exploring on this podcast. So come along for the ride. what have I been doing with all of this knowledge? How have I been applying it? Let me dive into 28 Digital Studio. So when I first started this company, it was a web design and digital marketing agency. We built beautiful websites for all types of companies, ran ads, SEO campaigns, and we just helped businesses get online and be seen. But over the last year and a half, we've evolved into something completely different. So we are now an AI powered business automation company. And what in the world does that mean? That means we build systems for businesses that help them scale without armies of people. And really, what I'm referring to in that context is AI agents, or as I like to call them, AI employees. So I like to call this the AI agent workforce. And this is where things get really exciting. These AI agents are essentially handling the repetitive tasks that most businesses are either delegating or find excruciating because they're so time consuming. So when I say repetitive tasks, think lead follow up, appointment scheduling, customer support, CRM updates, et cetera, responding to emails, anything across the board. Up to now, we've helped real estate agents, e-commerce brands, service brands, 8 hours every single day. So one client went from responding to leads in 4 hours to responding into leads in 2 minutes. This stuff works, and this is what I'm excited about. And there's something that I'm incredibly excited outside of that is something that I've called the 28 Digital Collective. So this is a private community I built on Skool, where entrepreneurs can come together, talk about AI implementation, their businesses, network, and really apply all of these different things that we're learning in real time. And the idea here is to not just talk about it, not just watch videos, but to actually do it together, see the actual results, and dive into these topics on another level. So inside that collective, we'll be doing weekly like implementation challenges. We'll be diving into specific tools, live coaching calls so I can troubleshoot your workflows or each other's workflows and kind of see how everything is. Prompt libraries for the chat bots and different resources. So the reality is this. You can watch all the YouTube videos out there, you can read a bunch of blog posts, but until you start to build something and implement these systems into your business, then nothing changes. All right. And here's where I need your help. If you're listening to this, say, yeah, I need to figure AI out, or I'm just interested. I got two things I want you to do. So first is share the podcast. Send this to an entrepreneur who's overwhelmed. Send it to a friend who's trying to figure out what AI is or figure out what their business is. Send it to someone who just is generally interested, because the best way to learn is together. So the more people we get on this conversation, the more we all learn. Second, look, I could sell your course. I could charge a bunch of money for pre-recorded videos that you'll probably never watch, but that's not what this is. The collective is supposed to be a living, active community where we implement these things and really learn AI together, where you ask these questions and there's people to answer them, and you can see the real world effects of all of these things that you're learning and implementing. But the most important aspect of it is getting these group of people who are on the same mission, which is building smart businesses with and alongside AI. And then if you're sitting here asking yourself like, hey, will I even use AI? Is this something I can apply to my business? Then just ask yourself this: are you doing stuff in your business right now that feel repetitive or that you feel should just be automated? And if the answer is yes, and this is for you. All right, and that's it for episode 1 of the return season. I'm back. The podcast is back. We'll be going through this weekly, diving into AI, how entrepreneurs are using this technology and changing their life. Please subscribe. It's a huge help. Keeps me motivated. I am human at the end of the day. The next episodes, I'll be bringing on guests and diving into showing you real world examples. So that's it from me, your favorite nerd, Jonas Duran. Thank you for listening. Let's build something great.